This is Vampire Counts Tetris. So I can now say these dudes are officially done. Day 29 marks the official end to my Project Vampire Counts portion of the July challenge. Still got some stuff on the docket, and of course this is going to be a never-ending project. So we'll keep going from here, of course. But with what I started with at the end of the month, this is everything I have. And in fact, a little more than what I started with, because I did not have the heroes. There's that guy. He's cool. I love him. Love BTP. They do good stuff. Good stuff. So he and him. Another BTP piece. Fabulous. And of course, Lily with her Wonder Woman, I don't know what that is, ringlet on her head thing? I don't know. Bloody sword. Yeah, so that's it. The last phase was to give all these guys magnetized bases. When the battle report came out, I think day 27 it was, just this past Saturday. Saturday. I just created these, like, I wanted to give a battle report for this army. I felt it would be a really cool thing to show, basically, this army starting in chemical bins and ending with a battle report, me actually using the army in a battle. So I really wanted to get it done, and there's not going to be another weekend before the challenge ends. I believe it ends on Wednesday, so I wouldn't have had another chance to get a battle report in for the challenge. Obviously there's many battle reports hopefully coming up for this, but not for the challenge, so I thought it was really important to do that. But they weren't magnetized. The metal plates and the bases did not come in until like 5 o'clock on Saturday, and by that point I had already left the house to go to Cody's house to play. So we didn't have time, sadly, to get it completely done. So I had to I had to fudge it a little bit, and I threw these things together while we were there. Just I didn't do a good job, obviously, because it was just quick. I needed, you can't play with them on loose bases. That's impossible. So I just threw this thing together. I bought these overly priced crappy plastic trays that GW makes just for you guys, just for that one battle report, and now I don't know, might use them as clay pigeons or something. They're worthless. I mean, if I'd done a good job and actually tried to flush up the corners and all that, it probably would be alright. But I didn't, so yeah, I just threw these together for that battle report. But now they're completely magnetized on these bases. And I'm going to do the BTP thing and flip them over. Whoop! They say they say they don't guarantee this, so I would not recommend doing that. They don't make any promises, but they're on there for good. Woohoo! Yeah, the only problem is, and I could probably arrange it better. What you saw at the beginning of the video, I could probably arrange it better so they fit a little more, not like this. They're not perfectly ordered or organized, but the trays that I have, besides the cavalry one is actually designed for them. I want to get a second rank of Blood Knights eventually. That's what that extra space is for. But these trays that the front chunk of skeletons is on is actually, if you notice, it's not perfectly sized. That's because they're designed for 25mm bases, so the ones that all these dudes are on, or I guess not all of them, well, maybe. Is this the same tray? Yeah, I guess it is. So this... No, he's caught on a weapon. Stop it, zombie. Stop harassing that guy. Mean. Mean-spirited zombie. Mean-spirited. You shall have a timeout for that. Yeah, so these bases here are actually meant for my grave guard. When I get those guys going on, I want a big chunk of those as well. This is going to be, I believe, the way that it's turning out now, and I really liked the game that I played. I liked that style. So I'm thinking this is going to be a very troop-focused army. Eventually I'm going to have everything, but I want it to be, for the foreseeable future, I want it to be super, super dense on the troops. And someone was mentioning one of the really powerful lists out there is a ton of zombies, like 300 or 400 zombies on the table, with a bunch of necromancers to support them, maybe a corpse cart or two, and then a couple of big creatures to harass and get into the flanks and things. But I think that would be a really fun list to play, especially after playing my zombies this weekend, when they, on their own, because they don't obviously have a champion or anything, and they didn't have a special character with them, so just on their own and supported by Lily, they were able to route two units, on two separate occasions, and ended the game with a full rank more than when they started. So I feel like if we just spam out zombies, that would be a really fun game, as they're just taking cannon shots and being blasted apart by the dozens and then just standing up again. I think that would be really evocative and a really fun game to play. But I digress. For now, I don't have any Graveguard. That will be some future video, I imagine. I'm just going to call it good now for the challenge, called the Army Completed. We've got 2 more days left, and like I showed yesterday, we've got some fun stuff to do for the last 2 days. But that's it. My whole army magnetized, painted, ready to go. As I've said several other times, I will continue to improve on these guys. This is not the last time they will ever be touched with a paintbrush. I do want to do some highlights on them. I want to do some dry brush on them. I won't go at it as insanely as I did this month, where I would just stay up for hours and hours and hours and just paint straight. If I go that route, I will probably do like a handful every few days, because they're done, they're ready to go, they're playable, and I think they look pretty damn good for the amount of time I had to get them ready. And that leads me to the question, which is, if I could give myself a rank based on how good I did or what I accomplished, what would I give myself? I think the example Tay used in his question was from Smelly Grot to Lord Admiral. I am going to give myself the rank of Admiral, not Lord Admiral, because this is my first project. They didn't come out looking amazing. They didn't come out, looking like some of the projects out there with layers and layers and layers, and just a lot. You could tell that there's a lot of years and a lot of practice and a lot of experience went into some of these projects. So I'm not going to give myself grand lord captain or anything, but I think I did do a hell of a lot. I mean, I think it's a grand total of 150 models, thereabouts, maybe even a little more than that. And I brought them from below starting. They were in chemical bins, taking a bath, falling apart. I mean, I had to go so far as to like gluing fingers back on skeleton hands after toothbrushing it down for 20 minutes. So it had a long way to go, and now I'm sitting with a completed army in front of me with bases completed. I even, by the way, to segue, I actually did a little more blood on the zombie bases because I did the one for the example, so I did a bunch more. This is Brian, the zombie. You've probably met him a couple times. Where is he? He's my favorite because he was the first guy I ever made, so he's important to me. He's cool, so I did a little extra to him. His model looks like crap because I actually put him in stronger stuff before I knew what I was doing. And so he melted a little bit, but there's blood in the grass from, he just finished disemboweling someone, it looks like. Roar. Disemboweling. Yeah, it's cool. And there's a what I did with the skin before I did that white dusting that looks like snow on them, and it kind of took them a different direction than I was originally going, but that was what the skin looked like before I did that. Sad, because I really like that tone. I should have probably stayed with it, but the snow works well enough, and it wouldn't be terribly hard to go back and do a little more highlight, a little more work on them. But we'll be talking about that probably tomorrow. But yeah, this is Brian, my zombie, after eating someone and then making a mess of the place. So yeah, I did more blood effects on the ground in the snow. I really like the blood in the snow. I think that looks cool. I like that. And then the blood in the bushes is even cooler looking, so I did that a little bit. See if you can tell. Yeah, it's kind of bloody bushes. Cool. There they are, all done. Vampire Counts Tetris. Looks kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm going to give myself Admiral because I think I did a pretty good job. I didn't paint everything. These guys were not a commission, but I did a Kickstarter for Jawa Ball's painting campaign that he did. And this was part of that Kickstarter level that I bought into. So I got some of Jawa Ball's independently painted Blood Knights. And then these guys I didn't paint, obviously, either. That guy, who's awesome. He actually came, and I can't remember where the models come from. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I might put them in the liner notes. Yeah, you know what? I'll link the site in the doobly-doo down below. But these guys came from Liliana, and the Necromancer over here came from the same company, and it's escaping my mind right now, so I'll put the URL down there. But they're like I said, done by Blue Table Painting, along with the GW Necromancer, who I actually really like. He's cool. Look familiar to anybody? Warboss Tay. Yeah, so that's that's my whole army. And by the way, this is not Lewis. This is a twin. Lewis's twin. Carlos. So, yeah. We're all done, and I'm going to give myself... And actually, it kind of matches because Liliana is an admiral. She's a pirate admiral. So, kind of makes sense. I'll take admiral. I'll accept that. If I'd actually managed to get these guys dry brushed and maybe not gone so heavy on the dusting over here, and, you know, overall just did a slightly cleaner job on these guys. Maybe a little more details on the weapons. What I kind of want to do for the weapons is add like little metallic chips maybe to some of these so they're not completely solidly rusted. But anyway, that's getting into the nitty gritty and splitting hairs. I didn't do a White Dwarf quality job, so I'm not going to give myself Lord Admiral or anything like that, but I think I did accomplish quite a lot. There it is. Completed army. This will be the last vid I do regarding this. This will be the last time you see this army for this challenge. So take a good look. That's it. That's all of them. Spears. More spears. Zombies. Hand weapon shields. Take a bow. Yay! Awesome. Yeah, from chemical tub to winning battle reports, or winning games in battle reports. Pretty good.